You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 3rd of May, 2026. It is 44 days after the spring equinox. It is 49 days before the summer solstice. In today's episode, honeybees, an antitrust case, National Public Radio, Pete Seeger, and World Press Freedom Day. The sun rises today at 5:52 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:53 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:54 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:24 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:01 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 17 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 96% full at midday. The moon sets today at 6:28 a.m., and then it rises again at 10:22 p.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the morning, low tide, 5:56 a.m., 9 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 12:12 p.m., 1 meter 43. In the evening, low tide, 6 p.m., 27 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, honeybees have begun making their presence known. We've been told that urban honeybees actually thrive in the city environment. Unlike in the countryside, here they are less exposed to pesticides, and it's legal to keep hives here in town, with some caveats about respecting one's neighbors and not letting them be a nuisance. There was a funny incident a few years back when an urban beekeeper discovered their hive was full of bright red honey. Their bees had discovered a candy factory in Brooklyn and were feasting on dyed sugar water. But that's an anomaly. Commemorations. On this day in 1948, the Supreme Court issued its ruling in the U.S. versus Paramount Pictures et al. It found that Paramount and 7 other major Hollywood studios had violated antitrust laws. The studios were required to divest themselves of cinema chains and stop shutting out independent producers from film distribution networks. The decision led to the eventual dismantling of the studio system in Hollywood. This decision resonates today as we watch some of the very same studios consolidate control over vast swaths of our media, and it highlights how antitrust laws have ceased to be meaningfully enforced. On this day in 1960, the musical The Fantastics opened off-Broadway. It would run for the next 42 years. On this day in 1971, the newscast All Things Considered was first broadcast on National Public Radio, and that first season it was carried by 112 stations nationwide. Happy anniversary to this thoughtful and engaging source of news. Today we remember Pete Seeger, born this day in 1919 at French Hospital in Manhattan. He was a mainstay of folk music for his entire career. With the Weavers in the 1950s, he had major hits, including their cover of Leadbelly's Good Night Irene. Since he had been a member of the Communist Party, he was blacklisted in the 1950s. He would champion civil rights and progressive causes his whole life. We particularly honor his work in local environmentalism. In 1966, he and his wife Toshi founded the Hudson River Sloop Clearwater, a nonprofit organization out of Beacon, just up the river from here. With its signature sailboat plying the Hudson, it advocates for the protection and restoration of the highly polluted Hudson River. Remember Pete Seeger today. Finally, today is World Press Freedom Day. It is a day to remind governments to respect the rights of the free press enshrined under Article 19 of the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This year, the World Press Freedom Index from the organization Reporters Without Borders demoted the United States to 64th place worldwide, a major drop in our standings. This is hardly a surprise in a country where the president regularly uses the Stalinist term, enemies of the people, to refer to the press. So we celebrate World Press Freedom Day today and the precious right to a free and independent press. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 3rd of May, 2026.